the role of PE is to just exist on court. It's not something
now, what is that?
I'm gonna get there.
Ladies and gentlemen, back like t-shirt tags. I go by the name of Tony Mui, and today we have a very special guest joining us. She is a designer for the illustrious Jordan Brand family. You may have seen some of her work grace the NBA and WNBA hardwood floors by way of Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Russell Westbrook, Kia Nurse, just to name a few. Sweet Valley, Pennsylvania's very own Kelsey Amy is here. Kelsey, thank you for stopping by.
Wow, that's honestly the greatest intro I've ever had or will ever receive. So thank you.
Come on now, we got to do it right when Kelsey stops by.
Man, also love the shout out to Sweet Valley, Pennsylvania. Incredible.
All right, Kelsey, so the viewers read the title of the video. They know this video is all about the best Jordan Brand PEs from this season. Now, obviously, we should put a disclaimer out there that this is not ranked.
Correct. Maybe ranked in my own head.
We'll just go with whatever you have currently.
Yeah, sure. Am I just kind of diving in? Do you want me to start somewhere? Do you have a favorite athlete?
This is not an interview. You are my co-host.
Oh, wow.
I will let you, yes, that's right.
Oh gosh, I love it. I'm here for it. Okay.
So, I will let you lead.
Oh,
whatever
boy.
you want to show first.
Maybe I'll do like a little bit of a slow drip. So like maybe we won't jump right into athletes. Like we can start with some college PEs.
Oh, hold on now.
Yep. This is one of my favorite projects to do every year just because I love making the stuff for our schools. It's a little bit of a challenge in that we're always restricted to the school colors. Kind of trying to find new ways every single season to make a retro feel fresh, make it feel new, make it feel coveted. We want the athletes to be excited. I think it's one of the greatest perks about being signed to Jordan Brand is kind of this retro program and then all the personalized footwear that you get with being an athlete at a Jordan Brand school. It's got the Michigan logo right there. Got the Michigan logo on the on the outsole. And then you can't really see it, but it's on the little toggles as well. So, I mean, it's just like we try to keep the NCAA retros pretty classic. Again, like these are their kind of off-court shoes that they wear on travel trips, on the bus, here and there. So we try to make sure that, you know, they're simple, they're clean. You can kind of wear it with a few different outfits. So, and we always try to use the best of the best materials with these just to kind of give it a little bit more of an elevated feel, make it feel super special for the schools.
Say no more. Shall we move on?
Yes, sir. Maybe we'll do some on-court stuff. So we'll go to Luka. First, we've got kind of the Imaginarium series. So we've got a black base and then he also wore a white base. So you've kind of got this duality thing going on. So where this story kind of came from is what makes you the type of player that you are. Like, if you could give us a couple words to explain yourself as a player, like what are those things? And the overwhelming theme that he kind of kept coming back to was that, like, at the end of the day, when he's playing basketball, he just loves to have fun and he just kind of loves to go with the flow. And, you know, he kind of talked about when he was younger, he had to be so creative in how he played because he was often smaller than a lot of the guys that he was playing with. And so we kind of, as a team, just kind of rapped on that and kind of came up with this Imaginarium space. And I think when you think of the imagination, it's just kind of this like amalgamation of like harmonious chaos wrapped in color. And so that was kind of where this swirl type graphic came from, just kind of representing his playfulness, his youthfulness, not only as a player, but just as a human being. I mean, he's one of the youngest guys in the league and he's absolutely killing it. So very graphic heavy. Obviously, you guys have all seen the inline 35s. You know the colorways that went to retail. And I think a lot of the misconception with promo is why things look different. And I think for us as a promo team, our job is to kind of push the envelope and push the edges a little bit. And a little bit of the difference, right, is that we're working in tandem with our athletes. So we're getting feedback from them, we're getting stories from them. And ultimately, the role of a promo team is to deliver what the athlete wants. So all of these stories that people see season in, season out, like it's all rooted in the DNA of the athlete and all rooted in those really personal stories, and just kind of a challenge to us as a team to find ways to bring those stories to life. That's the Imaginariums. We've also got, again, just kind of playing up that idea of Luka's youthfulness, his playfulness. little soundbite that we got from him was that he loves pastel colors. A little bit of this faded tie-dye graphic on there. Kind of hard to see in the video, but there's some like iridescent hits as well. Again, just highlighting certain things to just kind of holistically tell a nice little story, have it stand out on court.
Is it fair to say that Jordan Brand kind of revolutionized the tunnel walk promo package?
Ooh.
I'm putting it out there because I feel like it all started with that Russell Westbrook Super Soaker package.
I think we were a product of executing something in a very timely manner. So when I joined the promo team was right when they lifted the color restrictions on the NBA. When I joined, we were in the middle of a season. So my first project when I joined the promo team was like, all right, we have to do our second half of season colorways. But at the time, Russell was launching his Why Not 0.2. And internally, everyone was so excited about that shoe. I think it looked so different from anything that we had done. We lobbed up the idea of creating a colorway for Russell Westbrook for every single game. And we had designed all the footwear already. And we just kind of came up with the packaging thing, like off the cuff one day. We were like, hey, for some of these, we should just create boxes and, you know, get the brand to shoot them and kind of get the PE stories out that way. Because like I said, like, you know, the role of PE is to just exist on court. It's not something
now, what is that?
I'm gonna get there. But yeah, like the role of PE is to just exist on court, and that's the marketing aspect of PEs, right? Like we want to utilize it in that way. We don't want to have to spend any extra budget or anything to kind of get these stories out there. So they kind of just stand on their own, and then we utilize our athletes. And when we reached out to Russ and we were like, hey, would you be cool with carrying this stuff in? Because like, you know, he's a creature of habit. Every guy has kind of their rituals before game, after game, warming up, all that stuff. Like you don't want to throw them off in any way, and you don't want to force them to be someone they're not. I think it definitely helped to re-spark the PE interest, but I think the PE interest has always been there. It's just a matter of...
We're specifically talking about packaging though, so...
Yeah.
Take a little credit, it's all right.
Sure.
It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give the credit to the squad then.
Okay, say no more.
But so this PE that I kind of flashed up here for a hot second was, we did a pack this season called Animal Instincts for some of our younger guys. If our athletes were to epitomize an animal in the way that they played, we actually designed Luka as a dragon, which I thought was really cool. And he ended up wearing these, I believe it was the skills challenge at All-Star. Incredible kudos to our developers. Like there was a ton of back and forth with the factory on this one. 99% of credit goes to my developers for, first of all, dealing with the crazy stuff that I throw at them, and then, you know, just kind of working overtime to make sure that it comes to life the way we want it to. So shout out to the squad yet again. This is Tatum's Animal Instinct PE. Super cool material package. Within this role, I'm able to work graphics, I'm able to work materials. So we kind of represented Jason Tatum as a tiger. He has this amazing story about him and Deuce, his son. They love going to the zoo. His son loves the tiger exhibit. He loves the giraffe exhibit. This idea that Jason Tatum is, you know, a tiger in that he's stealthy on court, but he's also got this protective father figure side to him as well, which is just super cool, kind of that duality. I like his relationship with Deuce is the coolest thing ever. So we love to kind of celebrate that wherever we can.
Welcome to the zoo.
Yes, welcome to the zoo. Pink lemonade.
Ooh.
Hot take. This was so well received. Again, just another authentic story to Jason Tatum. He loves lemonade. We hit on the 34s with a lemonade colorway, and we wanted to kind of continue that lineage on the 35, but take it in a new space. So kind of took the lemonade story and just veneered it into a little bit of a pink lemonade story. We're able to give so many personalized elements to our athletes who, you know, if they were with other brands or elsewhere, they might not get that opportunity. And I think that's something we really pride ourselves on, is just, you know, we want guys to be able to tell their stories, and we want our female athletes to be able to tell their stories as well. And we're able to do that through footwear. That is a luxury we have as a footwear brand and as a promo team. This, to me, I was just like, I just want to create something super clean. It's got a cool story behind it. This is the Tatum Barbershop PE, based off of the clip that kind of went viral a little bit of Jason Tatum.
Like I'm top 5?
Yeah, Tatum saying, you know, with a fresh cut, I'm top 5.
Kelsey, while you grab the next shoe, let me ask you this. Shout out to my colleague, Anna Bediones, who recently did an interview with a renowned NBA barber Vince Garcia.
Yes, I saw that.
He claims that Devin Booker has the freshest cut in the league.
Oh,
we need to hear it right now.
I'll let Devin and Tatum kind of fight that one out. We'll have a battle of the fades. Okay, jumping in to the last Tatum PE, which is not actually a game shoe. So this was kind of some before in the tunnel. I knew you would like this one, so had to make sure it was here. So a little story behind this. So every year, Jordan Brand kind of has a celebration of all the athletes on its roster, and we invite them to kind of like a destination to kind of get to hang out with each other, get to know each other, and just kind of enjoy everything that comes with being a Jordan Brand athlete. So we really want to take the time to celebrate them. And at the time, like Jason Tatum was very new to our roster. I believe he was 19 at the time. So the youngest one in this group by far. So where this kind of comes from is just a celebration of all the women in his life. Some of the favorite colors of his mom, some of his favorite colors of his grandma. This is my favorite quote from him of all time. He said, "The baby blue represents me because I'm usually the youngest one in the room, and I look at baby blue as the youngest of the blues." And I think that's like the most profound thing ever. Like, it's so true. And I totally agree. And it's like a joke among on our team now. Just every time we use baby blue, we'll just be like the youngest of the blues. Like, it's just such a cool soundbite from him. And again, just like those are the little things that like we're able to then turn into stories. And we're able to eventually bring this to life. We made him a 34 PE as well. You guys saw the veneering of this kind of come to life on the 35, which went to retail. And then kind of created these for him just beyond basketball. So this is, I love this one.
I guarantee you, if Drake watches this interview, he's going to use that line in a song.
Yes.
Baby Blue, the youngest, was it the
youngest of the blues? I want Drake to come up with a track that's just the youngest of the blues.
Shout out Drizzy Drake.
Shout out to Drake. Hope you're watching. Concept that we kind of came up with. And actually, we'll touch on the Bayou Boys that you have in the background there. Again, one of my favorite stories that our team ended up working on is just like, we really wanted to kind of encompass where he's from and where he's playing basketball, right? So he's in New Orleans, kind of that grit. He was one of like several young guys that was on the team at the time. And we kind of came up with this concept of like the Bayou Boys representing all those young guns on the team, rooted in that New Orleans heritage history, doing another New Orleans rooted story. So we kind of came up with this Voodoo Zion, just a cool opportunity for us to get a little playful on materials, tons of canvas, some of the oversized stitching, outsole glows in the dark. We've got kind of this like swirly purple glittery plate situation going on, just again to highlight little elements of the story wherever we can. With Zion, like he's a man of the people, and so we really want to be able to give the people of New Orleans like something that they can look at and feel like they're a part of as well. So super important for us as we're kind of telling some of these athlete stories that are kind of rooted in that team DNA as well. I've only got two more, quite honestly.
Two more, okay.
And I saved my favorites for last, which they're not even, I can't call them my favorites because they're really
because there's way too many PEs out there. There's just
I'll explain further. So we've got Rui Hachimura. I love working on his PEs because his stories are so authentic, and it's a challenge for me as well because I get to learn a little bit about his culture, his background, and I want to make sure that they're true to him and we're able to kind of get his story out there. This pair is called Hinamatsuri, and it's based on kind of like this, I guess I'll liken it to like their celebration of like an International Women's Day, essentially. Okay. And so it's really just a celebration of like the women in his life, his mother. Just kind of see some of the ornate detailing that comes to life on the, just again, shout outs to the developers. Like I sent this one out and I was just like, whew, can't wait to see those. Like this might require a little back and forth. And Jacob, shout outs, he got these in and they were spot on, probably better than what I had actually imagined they would come back as. Every little detail is just spot on. And then
side question, Kelsey.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do the other players get jealous of other guys' PEs? Or they're just like, oh, let me get that too? So
actually, good point and good segue into another Rui PE. to your point, last season we had created a flooded teal AJ34 for Kia Nurse, and it got a little bit of traction within the interwebs. And Rui actually hit one of his reps, who then, communicated back to us. He was dying to get her PE to actually like play in it. He was like, I love that PE. Like, how can I get a pair? But it was towards the tail end of the season. By the time we had gotten it in, he wouldn't have had time to actually play in it. So again, just like a nugget that we're able to kind of keep in the back of our minds to use for future seasons. So literally, we just took that thinking and just veneered the AJ35 essentially in the same way. Flooded teal, gold plate, the same as Kia Nurse's. And then he wanted to tell this story of the Fuji Mountains and cherry blossoms. So you can kind of see a little
Very
bit
nice,
there.
my goodness.
Rui's PEs just give opportunity for such like ornate, beautiful details that just come together. Everything about his culture and his background is just like beautiful. So I just love getting to work on his stuff and kind of bring his stories to life. More to come on Rui in the future though.
For sure. Now, Kelsey, I know we didn't get a chance to show off any of the WNBA
Yes.
athletes,
Yeah.
but they have some incredible PEs as well. I
Yeah.
just wanted to mention that because don't sleep.
Don't sleep on the WNBA. Yeah.
Not
And again, like, obviously all of the news went out a couple days last week. When was that? Last week? Jordan Brand is at a pinnacle moment where it's like we have one of the largest female rosters that we've ever had as a brand. And we want to be able to uplift our female athletes and our female voices just as much as the men's athletes and men voices as well. And everyone, whether you're an employee, whether you're an athlete signed to our roster, like we're all family. And I think that's very apparent just in the way we service our athletes, the product that we provide to them. Doesn't matter if you're WNBA, doesn't matter if you're baseball, basketball, football, everybody has a story to tell. And we really do take every opportunity to kind of get these athletes' stories out there and allow them to kind of express themselves through footwear. So couldn't imagine a more perfect job for myself. So God bless.
For sure. Well, Kelsey, I appreciate you co-hosting this episode with me.
Yeah, I mean, essentially I just talked at you for like 30 minutes. So
I mean, isn't that what co-hosts do? They just
I guess.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Maybe when the Jordan 36s come out,
Okay.
we can revisit another episode.
Hey, I'm not
Add
mad.
a little more
Always
saison
here.
to it, you know?
Always here to share.
Kelsey, thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Tony. Appreciate you.
By the way, do you want to give them a shout out?
In terms of the promo team, I've got myself. We have a bunch of developers. Shout outs to Xavier, shout outs to Jacob, shout outs to Chatters. Also have some PLMs who are the people that keep the wheels moving forward. So shout outs to Jarrett, shout outs to Skylar. We've got Cam Schick in charge of the whole operation. And technically speaking, we just hired 2 designers as well. So shout outs to China, shout outs to Ryan. So excited to see what they bring to life for the next NBA season, which chef's kiss. I'm kind of excited about it, but we won't talk about that one today.